Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Digging Up the Past. This is your boy MTG Ghoul Dude, and today we'll be looking through Portal through Urza Saga. And if you're new to this series, Digging Up the Past is a series that I started where we go through all the sets starting from Alpha, and we go to the current, and we take a look at the zombies through our history. And if you like this content and you'd like to see more, like and subscribe. And now onto the video. Today we're starting out with Portal. Portal was a starter level set released on May 1st, 1997. It was Wizards of the Coast's first major attempt at a set catering to prospective and newer players. It was designed to provide them with a format with simpler rules than a core set or an expansion set. So the first thing we're going to look at is Bog Raiders. It is a 2/2, and I love those little symbols off to the side. I kind of wish they would do those in another special set. But for 2 and a black, you get a 2/2. It has Swamp Walk, which none of those actually look like zombies if you look at the art. Then we're going to move on to Gravedigger for 3 and a black. Whenever Gravedigger comes into play from your hand, you may choose to return a summon creature spell to your discard pile from your hand. It is also a 2/2. And now we're going to move into Weatherlight, kind of moving through quick. Weatherlight was the 11th Magic expansion, released in June 1997 as the third set and second small expansion of the Mirage block. The set symbol is a depiction of a Thran tome. Weatherlight also saw the beginning of the Weatherlight Saga, the most important Magic storyline that would continue up through 2001. And we're going to look at Barrow Ghoul. Barrow? I guess it just depends on where you're at. For 4/4 for 1 and a black. During your upkeep, remove the top card in your graveyard from the game or bury Barrow Ghoul. I don't know if that would be, you could do that. It seems pretty decent for, a 4/4 for 2, especially back then. Bone Dancer for 1 and 2 black. We get a 2/2, and you get an ability that pays 0. Put the top creature card of the defending player's graveyard into play under your control. Bone Dancer deals no combat damage this turn. Use this ability only if it is attacking and unblocked, and only once each turn. Zombie Scavengers for 2 and a black. You get a 3/1. Remove the top creature card in your graveyard from the game. That is an activated ability, and you regenerate Zombie Scavengers. And now we're moving into Tempest block. Tempest was the 12th Magic expansion, was released in October 1997 as a standalone set and is the first part of the Tempest block. The expansion symbol is a cloud with a lightning bolt to symbolize Wrath's turbulent sky and Tempest's troubled plot. And then we're going to see Dolthy Ghoul, which is a summon zombie for 1 and a black. It has Shadow, which is a highly underestimated ability. Whenever another creature with Shadow is put into a graveyard from play, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it's a 1/1 for 2. So, it's really niche. If you're going against, a tribal Shadow deck, it could be good, and maybe that meta. Coffin Queen for 2 and a black. You get a Zombie Wizard for 1. That's a 1/1. You may choose not to untap Coffin Queen during your untap phase. For 2 and a black, you get an ability that says tap it, put target creature card from any graveyard under play under your control, remove that creature from the game if Coffin Queen becomes untapped, or if you lose control of Coffin Queen. I remember seeing some of these in some decks that are just like, yep, I'm going to take your creature, I'm going to take your creature, and you can go on ahead and kill it if you want to try, but you're never going to get it back yourself. I would almost think that this would be a good card against, like the Titans, because as soon as it hits the graveyard, you have priority to respond to the trigger, and you could put it onto the battlefield under your control. Good little thing to look for, just in case. Maybe some judges out there could maybe clear up that interaction for me. And then we're going to move into Stronghold. Stronghold was the 13th expansion, was released in March 1998 as the second set and first small expansion in the Tempest block. Fun fact, Stronghold was the last set in which multicolor cards appeared until 2000 expansion and Invasion. The biggest impact of Stronghold was its walls. Walls had traditionally been shunned by tournament players, but the Stronghold walls were strong enough for tournament play. See what it did there? Stronghold, strong enough. So Wall of Blossoms in particular became a core part of many decks in its time. Stronghold Assassin. For 1 and 2 black, you get a zombie assassin. For its ability, you can tap and sacrifice a creature. Destroy target non-black creature. It is a 2/1. And that's a little weird to have its arm. Is that an arm? I don't know. I can't tell. The art's really cool, though. Then we move into Exodus. Exodus was released in June 1998 as a third set and small expansion in the Tempest block. Exodus was the first set to use the color coding system of the expansion symbol to indicate the rarity level of cards. Common cards use a black field expansion, uncommon use a solid silver field expansion symbol, and rare cards used a gold field expansion symbol. It was also the first to add the collector number that we see on the bottom of the cards. And now let's look at Exodus zombies. Plague Bearer. For 1 and a black, you get a 1/1, and it has the double X ability. So XX and black. Destroy target non-black creature with a total casting cost equal to X, which we would now call mana value. Carnophage. This one is one near and dear to my heart right here, because this was part of my pauper deck until recently, whenever they shifted from a zombie aggro or zombie control to more of a zombie snow control. But for 1 and a black, you get a 2/2, and during your upkeep, you can pay 1 life or tap it. So you could tap it, or if it was already tapped, you could keep it tapped and save the life, or you can untap it and swing with a 2/2 beater. And now we move into Portal Saga. Portal Second Age. Portal Second Age really doesn't have many zombies for us to really look at, but I'm going to say a little bit about it. It was released in 1998 as a follow-up to the Portal set, which we've seen earlier. It was not legal in any official sanctioned format at the time of its release, but it was made legal for Vintage and Legacy tournaments on the 20th of October 2005. Then we're going to move into Urza Saga, where we start getting some of our more iconic zombies, like Phyrexian Ghoul, one of the coolest zombie sacrifice outlets that I've seen in up till now in our journey digging up the past. For 2 and a black, you get a zombie that's a 2/2, and you can sacrifice a creature, and it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It's pretty neat with the fling ability, if you can pump it up really hard and fling it at your opponent. Then we get Sanguine Guard. It is an uncommon. For 1 and 2 black, you get a zombie knight. It has first strike, and it has the ability to tap 1 generic and a black and regenerate it. I love this flavor text on this card. It says, "Father of machines, your filigree gaze carves us, and the scars dance upon our grateful flesh." It's from the Phyrexian scriptures. Cackling Fiend. For 2 and a black. You get a 2/1 zombie. When it comes into play, each opponent discards a card from his or her hand. So if you can find a way to blink it or constantly keep bringing it back, it becomes a real dirty situation for your opponents. I don't think I said anything about the Urza Saga block, so forgive me if I may have skipped ahead in what I usually do. It was the 15th expansion, but it was also released in 1998 of October as the first set of the Urza's block. This expansion symbols a set of gears highlighting the artifacts theme of the set, which symbolizes Urza experiments in finding new ways to defeat Phyrexia. So as you see on this here, the Eastern Paladin, it's a 2 and 2 black and tap double black and tap it to destroy target green creature for a 3/3. Yeah, the zombies were getting really particular in what they did or didn't want around in this time. Then you get the Order of Yawgmoth. For 2 and 2 black. I'm starting to see a theme. You see that? It's the 3/3 but here you get a 2/2 with less abilities. But Order of Yawgmoth can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and black creatures. So, what is that? Fear? Or was that Intimidate? I think it's Fear, though. So, our first spelled out version of Fear? Maybe. Whenever it successfully deals damage to a player, that player chooses and discards a card. So, if it gets through, they discard a card. Reclusive White. For 3 and a black, you get a zombie minion. During your upkeep, if you control any other non-land permanent, sacrifice Reclusive Right. So he's a very jealous zombie. He wants to make sure he's the only one on the battlefield for 4. Which is really odd, you know. Never usually see that kind of... We don't usually see that kind of thing right now. Usually it's a sacrifice whenever it comes in or something like that. It pays like a tribute to keep it around. Then we have Western Paladin for 2 and 2 black. Another one of the Paladins. But this one says tap double black and tap it and destroy target white creature. And it's a 3/3. It is also a rare. So both Paladins in the set are rares. Then we have Hollow Dogs for 4 and a black. Whenever Hollow Dogs attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. It's a natural 3/3. That's a little iffy. So a 5/3 when it attacks. Seems okay, I guess. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for coming to the channel and watching. And if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts on this set. Or let me know what your thoughts in general are. What I can do or what I should do to improve the channel. And as I appreciate y'all coming and watching. And I will see you guys next time.